Good morning, everybody. Stoney here with Honk Homestead. And wow, spring is struggling to take hold. It's been absolutely beautiful the last couple of days, which, that's a double-edged sword when you're old and hurting. But things are getting done. And right now we're in the process way down there. We're moving all of our compost systems, the pallets, the bins, the wire cages, everything. Moving all of it down there to the lower fence so we can open up this top part of the property a little more. And one of the things I wanted to show you I'm doing, we're not just loading everything and hauling it, we're processing while we do it because it's springtime. I prefer to dress the beds in the fall, but we weren't compost ready last year for a lot of reasons. So here's what we got going on. I've got this one bed right here that is essentially, for all intents and purposes, dead. If I'm going to flip it anyway, then I might as well do some work with it. So you can see here, I got my sifter out, and I'm just putting a couple of forkfuls on here, and I will sift into this, what used to be a water trough. Pick out all of my non-compostable stuff to get rid of. So what'll happen is I'll sift through and I'll have all of my fine pieces. This is 1/2 inch hardware cloth, so I'll have all my fine pieces that I can dress beds with, and that'll start going directly into the garden on the beds. May or may not rake it in. I probably will. And then all of the heavy duty stuff will go into the wheelbarrow here. And we're going to do two things. One is, as we have fresh green from cutting my wild lawn, because I'm not into that whole manicured lawn crap, but as we have fresh grass, it'll get mixed in with the big chunks in a new compost bin after they're moved, a wheelbarrow at a time. I'm also going to dress one of my long beds. It's a method I'll talk about later, but I'm going to dress one of my long beds with the big pieces and as much green as I can get. Sorry about the smoke. We got a burn pile going. Young man from Leeds in England demonstrated this method, but I'm going to dress it all with probably a good 8 inches, as much as I can cover it, the whole 60 feet. And then he demonstrated this method on a small scale to produce basically good composting, a good compost dressing that you can plant directly into in 18 days. So I'm going to give that a try on one of my beds. We've still got about 12 days before my target direct sow date. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, I'm going to get back at it and we'll see what happens. I'll do another one if I remember and show you the how everything turned out, or maybe I'll just add it to the back of this one. Anyway, in the meantime, peace. Got to go to work. See you later. Okay, we're back, and we'll show you what this manner of labor on the compost, what it accomplishes. We got about 1/3 of this dead pile through this 1/2 inch hardware cloth, and just good heavy set of rubber garden gloves, and basically I'm just scraping it through this hardware cloth like, I don't know, like you'd use a cheese grater, if anybody uses those anymore. So we got about a third of the pile, a couple of forkfuls at a time on here. Just brush it back and forth, let the wire do the work. Anything that rolls up into balls or is too big ends up over here to get added to another compost pile once we get them relocated. And in the meantime, this is a 40 gallon tub. In the meantime, that's what I end up with out of a third of the pile. And taking out all of that, I ended up with probably 35 gallons of very well sifted, mostly broke down compost that I can dress beds with. And yeah, it's as simple as that. I even pulled up a few clumps of leaves that were still soaked and stuck together that weren't chopped up fine enough in the pile, and had some really nice mushrooms growing out of it. So this is how we sift and sort our compost to dress our beds and then rebuild. This will go in with new material, greens and browns, when we get the new beds built down below. And you hear the dog barking. He hates that weed eater. He'll attack anything mechanical. But yeah, so there you go. And you know, if you feed your soil, you don't have to really feed your plants. It's not difficult. Go up in the forest and look at all the beautiful things that are growing multiple canopy levels. Billy at Permapasture Farms talks about the multiple canopies of the forest and how it grows naturally. You go up there, I guarantee, nobody has gone up there and tilled, raked, amended, put anything non-organic down. It's just forest fall, and it breaks down over time. And that's what we're doing here, is we're breaking it down ourselves. We're feeding the soil and let the soil do all the work. Yeah, so keep it simple. Just do it the way nature does. Feed the soil, and you will have at least healthy root systems. So there you go. You guys enjoy, and I will see you again next time. Peace.